Here we have the giant mountain rose, sometimes called Greenovia Aureum, more correctly Aeonium Aureum, but remember this is the giant form, and as such it's a lot larger than the normal mountain rose. It also doesn't make pups or offsets very often, so it's propagated mainly from seed or by head cuts. And we're going to show you how to repot this plant today. But before we do, we're going to have a talk with James Lucas from Succulents Australia. He knows a lot more about these plants than we do, and he's going to tell you a little bit about where they come from, how they grow, and the different stages that they go through the year. In Tenerife under the cactuses.
In the Canary Islands.
So,
under shrubs and cactuses on banks and things like that. And they generally flower and disperse their seed that way. They're generally single-headed, this particular form. Then there's many different forms of Aureum. You know, there's pink ones, there's small ones, really compact ones, miniature ones. But this is the giant one. And it's quite rare.
So best in semi-shade?
Yes, semi-shade is better.
And it's watered through winter?
Yeah, winter, the autumn, winter and spring, you water them. Then you let them dry out over summer. That's when they go dormant and close up.
Okay, so which one would you call closed up now?
Okay, this is summer style here. That's closing, it's clamping up. It'll
Okay.
even get tighter. This is still a bit more open. The season's a bit mixed up because we imported these.
Right.
And they're a little bit mixed up, so they haven't really consolidated to our climate yet.
So that would be the open form?
Yeah, that's closing up, ready for summer.
That's starting to close up?
And this is sort of getting ready to open up. So, yeah.
So which would be the open form? Is there one?
Well, the open one is more like this one down here. Yeah.
So that one there would be what it looks
Open.
like.
Over winter, spring.
Winter to spring, it looks like that.
And this is summer style where they shut up. They clamp up so they don't dehydrate.
So, back to repotting. We're taking it from this pot, up a size, so you can see it's not that much larger. This is a pot that we've used before, but we've already given it a good wash out with hot water, so it's nice and clean. We'll put a little bit of wire mesh over the hole to stop the succulent and potting mix running out the bottom. And now we're ready to repot the plant. This is the succulent potting mix that we're using, and as you can see, it's got some perlite in there. It's fairly coarse and it's really quite free draining. And you'll also notice if you look carefully you can see some little yellow balls in there, and that's fertiliser. So it's already got a little bit of slow release fertiliser in it, so we don't need to add any more at the moment. So we've filled the pot to about 1/3 with the succulent potting mix. Now we need to take our giant Greenovia out of its pot, clean off some of the potting mix, clean up the foliage, and we're ready to repot it. So if we look carefully, we can see it's got quite a good root system. We'll remove some of this old potting mix from the bottom. So we're teasing that away, and we'll also remove these old dead leaves from beneath the plant. The idea is that when you're repotting succulents, you remove the old dead foliage, and there's always that lower down on the plant, because this helps prevent fungal diseases. What you need to do now is to just adjust the height of the potting mix until it's about right, because we want this plant to be sitting right up near the top, so a little bit more than that. And once we've got it sitting in the pot, we simply need to backfill around it. So there we have our giant mountain rose, Greenovia Aureum, or correctly Aeonium Aureum, in its new pot. All we need to do now is to water it in just a little bit, top dress around it, and then this plant's ready to go for another 12 months. When you're growing this plant, you don't want it out in the full blazing sun. Little bit of shade, especially afternoon shade, is important, and it's a plant that goes dormant in the summertime. It opens and closes depending on the seasons. And as you can see from the size of the hand here, this is a much larger plant than the normal mountain rose. There's also a variegated form and a pink form, and we'll be looking at those in another video. And we'll also be looking at a whole range of other Aeoniums, so stay tuned. That's it for the mountain rose, giant Greenovia, whichever you want to call it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for regular updates on a whole range of garden plants, and as always, good luck with your gardening.